Hi, it's Francis. Now, in today's video, I want to speak about a problem that I see in trading and a lot of the people that we teach over at 10 Wealth Group, and that is time. And I don't mean time just around family and a time around your job as you're trying to become a new trader. I mean a good use of that time, because at the end of the day, we all know that once time goes, time goes. And I, for one, now at the age that I am, value time probably more than anything else. Of course, my family, but anything else that comes into my life, time is very, very important for me. And I believe if you want to be successful, being aware of your time is a key factor when it goes throughout your day, throughout your week, month, year, decade, and life. Now, when we're young, we kind of think we've got all the time in the world. But as we get older, we realize that how do we get so much within a day? And if you're trading, then you're going to know exactly what I'm speaking about in this video. So my name is Francis. I'm a full-time trader, and we go over on the channel 10 Trading and 10 Wealth Group, where we help traders. We trade on a day-to-day basis to show you what we're trading and how we can juggle being a middle-aged trader where we have families and responsibilities. So if you like that, make sure you do all the YouTube jazz, as you know. But going back to what this video is all about, and that is how do we use this time that we all have, the same amount of time in a day, to our benefit. Now, it's all about leverage. Now, trading can take a very, very long time if you do not utilize leverage or you do not take it seriously. I spent about 4 or 5 years literally messing around in and out, strategy to strategy, trying to gamble, trying to make that quick fix, until I realized that this is a profession that only a small amount of people can actually make as a full-time career. And that, for me, being an ex-professional athlete, was all I needed to hear. I needed a challenge, and that's what I was going to go for. But as I've progressed through this and worked with many traders, I've realized that how we use that time is more important than how long we're on the charts. Okay, so what I mean by that is this. We have a small amount of time for a massive reward if we do that correctly, okay? And that means that we have time and energy here, but if we do that right and we leverage that in the right way, we can have a massive, massive result. But if we don't use that time and energy in the right way, to be honest, we probably plateau and actually decrease and go backwards, even though we may think we're doing something. And that term then comes down the road of you are a busy fool. You would have heard that before. So how do we work this time, and what do we do with this time to leverage it to then give us the best opportunity when it comes to trading and every other area in our life? Now, the first thing we have to do is we have to write down on our pieces of paper. So if you've got a piece of paper, you might want to do that right now. Maybe pause this video and go through this. And we want to write down, say, 5 things that we do that are helping us in our trading. What do we do on a daily basis that we go towards our goal of trading? Your goal might be 10K a month. So if your goal is 10K a month, what am I doing each day to get those 10K months in trading? So I might spend an hour on charting. I might spend some on risk management. I might not spend any time whatsoever on TA in the morning and just jump into the charts. But let's think about this. What do you think is going to be the best use of your time to leverage to get the biggest result when it comes to trading? Now, it's no secret, it's going to be your management of your mind. And you say, what do you mean management of your mind? Now, you've seen across YouTube about strategy, scalping strategy, this strategy, how I made $10,000 when, I was on the toilet watching my phone, or whatever these people say that they do, okay? But the realistic vision and the realistic, is that the right word? Probably not the right word. The honest opinion, and I'm trying to think of a better word. I've stalled, so we'll leave that. I'm not going to cut this out either. I'm trying to think of a clever word, but forget the clever stuff. Let's just get down to the raw stuff, okay? The realistic way of doing this is concentrate on the one thing that is going to propel you to master your mindset, because mastering your mindset is what's going to give you the biggest reward. So how are we going to master our mindset? Say I have 2 cups here, and I have energy here, and I have time here, and they're equal, as you know. Just say I have two. I don't have two at the moment, but just say that I do. I wake up in the morning and I've got this amount of energy and the same amount of time. Now, if I mess around with small tasks throughout the day and I nip out and I jump in the car and I go here and I go there and then I procrastinate and then I watch a YouTube video, then I jump on Instagram, and then if you're on TikTok and all these other platforms that you're on, or Twitter, and before you know it, the time has gone. But the charts have been on in the background, but you think you're doing well. That's not a good use or leverage of our time. What is a good use of our time is very, very simple. Once we get in the morning, we know our analysis. We get down, we mark our analysis as early as possible. As early as possible, because that's going to be the first thing. Once we've done our analysis, okay, then we are going to do work on the charts or on ourselves and waiting for those levels to hit. And that's where the self-mastery, my friend, comes in, because there could be hours and hours, if not days, before your setup presents itself. So what are you going to do within those days? Now, you're going to work on the biggest thing that's going to make you a better trader, and that's your mindset. So in the day, during the time that you're waiting for your trades, you're going to work on discipline. So discipline, and you've watched my videos a million times. I cannot stress enough that working out and reading and meditating and all these things will create a very disciplined individual, which is you, my friend. Now, is that alone going to master yourself, self-improvement or whatever? No, of course it's not. But action needs to be done alongside those things. So I know many people sat there and watch ab videos on YouTube and all these influencer abs. Or, you may have thought of a book and it's on your shelf collecting dust and you're not reading that. That's a waste of time. That's a form of procrastination, and that is not self-mastery. So what I want you to take from this video, and it's not a long video at all, it's not a long video, the fact that we must leverage a small amount of energy for a huge result. And the main thing when it comes to trading is self-discipline and self-mastery. It's as simple as that. And the only way you're going to do that is do the things that disciplined, successful, and people who have conquered self-mastery, probably not even conquered it, because you're never going to be able to conquer self-mastery, but are an advanced level of self-mastery. Read their autobiographies, read their books. Now, there's some people that argue, I've never read a book and I'm a great trader and I never work out, but I make millions. Yes, what about the rest of your life? How was your relationship with yourself, your family, your spouse, your children? How was your relationship with the hospital? If you keep obviously having to go to hospital because your health is terrible and your stress levels are through the roof. That, my friend, is not a successful person. When you see an individual talk about success, there's a big difference between success and being successful. I successfully drank this water does not make me a successful individual. So don't listen to all this stuff where people say, I've made 25 million on e-commerce, and they brag all day and they say they're successful, yet they can't hold down a relationship or they're not in shape. That is not successful. So work on self-mastery, my friends. Get to the table, get to the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, am I doing what I need to do to become the person I want to be at trading? I'm reading this book at the moment. It's Psycho-Cybernetics. It's a little bit deep for this video, but you cannot become something that you don't want. You cannot become something that you want to be if your self-image or your actions do not align with that.